Alright, today we're going to show you how to install our dual rate spring kit on the rear of the Can-Am Maverick side-by-side. We sell this dual rate for the rear. We also have the single rate for the front. We also are going to do a dual rate for the front as well. Most applications, dual rate on the rear and single rate on the front is probably what you're going to want to do. For extreme racing conditions, you're going to probably want to do single rate all the way around. We have kits for that as well. Your kit's going to come with 8 of these if you're doing all 4 shocks. We're going to show you how to do one here today. These slide in and will hold your springs. Well, the first thing you do is take your old springs off and get set up. You're going to slide this on your collar here. You're going to take your tender spring, which is your short spring, and slide it on. Then you have your crossover. The crossover can go 2 ways. There's a longer side and a shorter side. In most applications, the longer side is going to go up. It's going to shorten your crossover gap. So once the crossover bottoms out, it'll go into your main spring rate. There's a lot of springs on the market that actually don't utilize a full dual rate spring setup. They have 2 springs, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're dual rate. Unless it bottoms out on your crossover and moves into your mainspring, it doesn't actually consider it a dual rate. So this is a true dual rate system. You're going to have a softer initial spring rate, and then once the top mainspring compresses all the way, you're going to have a stiffer mainspring to help with the bottom outs. The Maverick has some problems with bottoming out, especially on the rear with a little bit of rough ride. But you can flip this to make it softer if you want, but most of the time your long side is going to go down and shorten that crossover gap. Then your mainspring is going to go on top of that, and then you're going to take another of your retainers and put it up there, and you're just going to compress the spring and put your clip in. The easiest way to do that is by loosening your preload collars up and sliding it down. We have a spring compressor here that we use when we pre-measure the preload and set them down. This is a 1.5 inches of preload down from the collar. It's kind of a good setting on a Maverick shock if you're doing these springs. So basically that's all that you need to do to install that. You know, we do some valving and some different things on these shocks, but these spring kits will really help you out, and hopefully that gives you a good understanding of how to install the spring kit.